there's no better bet than a Sportingbet.
Well, hello and welcome to another edition of Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by Sportingbet. Ben Damon is my name, joined by Adam Pengilly on a very nice night of racing coming up too at Wentworth Park. We've got the Group 3 Summer Cup final and 4 heats of the Christmas gift. They're all outstanding.
Yeah, it's a cracking night of racing at Wentworth Park on Saturday night. Ben, looking forward to some quality greyhounds coming back to Sydney. Coming up towards Christmas time, we need to try and line our pockets with a bit of cash for some presents for the family and friends. So looking forward to finding a few winners on the program.
Yeah, certainly. They were going to struggle otherwise, so let's hope we can do that. Race number 4 kicks us off. It's a nice-looking race too. That's why we're having a look at it. It is the start of the Christmas gift heats. This is the first of them. Where are you going in race number 4?
Gee, I was impressed with this greyhound, number 1, Alan Malik, Ben, in a heat of the Ballarat Cup last week. He drew a really tough heat against the Australian Cup winners Spud Regis and Veyron Bale. Drew the red, punched up along the rails and put paid to them in the straight. I thought it was a really impressive effort. Now, I must stress that we haven't seen him run in the Ballarat Cup final at the time of filming. Having said that, I really do respect Steve Collins' decision to bring him up to Wentworth Park for this series. He's again drawn the red here, got a couple of wide runners on his outside. I think he's got enough early toe to be prominent in going into the first turn here, and is a really good bet on the program. Number 7, Belfast Johnny, goes in for second. He was a little bit tardy in the heat of the Brisbane Cup heat last week. He's drawn outside on the track here. I think in time he's going to be a much better greyhound towards the rails, but you have to respect the Vic Peters winner in this race as well. Number 8, Electro Storm. Everyone knows how much I love this greyhound. He's drawn beautifully in the pink here. If he jumps cleanly, he can go close as well. And number 3, Corborn Havoc, just keeps jumping the bar. Pretty tough race to kick us off in the Christmas gift heats, but my numbers are 1, 7, 8 and 3.
That'll take us to the second of the heats of the Christmas gift. This is race number 5 on the program. Probably not the strongest of the heats, perhaps even the weakest.
Am I allowed to say this was an absolute nightmare trying to find a winner in this heat, Ben? I looked at Asha Tanga in this heat and I thought the draw might cruel her chances. Had a look at Fancy Rhythm too, but you don't know which Fancy Rhythm's going to show up on Saturday night. I also had a look at Soviet Missile. He can be a bit hit and miss at box horizon. After all that, it left me with Ritzer Rider, so I'm going to make number 7 Ritzer Rider my top pick in this race. Hoping more than anything that Mark Gate will have him up to the mark here, third up from a long break. At his best, he's got a distinct class edge on some of these. I'm hoping that's going to carry him a long way in this race. He should get his chance where there's not a whole lot of early speed. Going to make him my top pick. I must stress, not with a lot of confidence, but I think he might be the one to beat in this race. Number 3, Soviet Missile, goes in for second. The beaten soldier saddle favourite from Bathurst on Monday afternoon. He lost all hope after 10 metres there when Fancy Rhythm carved straight across the front of him. Back towards the rails here in box 3. He has enough early speed to be prominent. Going to make him my second pick. Number 4, Asha Tanga. If she'd drawn an alley, she would have been my top pick in this race, but I think box 4 is not going to do her any favours on Saturday night. I think I'm going to back her. I'd be just looking at the place. And number 1, Wayland Joy, looks the best of the rest. This is a really tough race to find a winner and probably the weakest heat of the Christmas gift, but my numbers are 7, 3, 4 and 1.
Well, race number 6 is the feature event on the program. $25,000 to the winner, a Group 3 event. It is the Summer Cup final. Some of the best days in the country going around here. Now, Belhaven last week, you're a big fan, ran second to Lucy Wise, possibly drawn to turn the tables. Are you going back?
Yeah, I like Belhaven in this race again, Ben. I'm actually going to steer clear of her for my top pick and go with number 8, Dinah Willow. I thought she was absolutely sensational in her heat last week, running almost a near track record time. I think in this race here, last week I mentioned that Corbon Looney, I leant towards her in the heat, the fact that she had a lot more experience at Wentworth Park, and Dinah Willow was having a look at the track for the first time. Well, she's run 41.92 at her first look at the track. What can she do second up? That's the big question. From box 8 here, I think she gets a gun run as well. There's not a whole lot of early speed in this race. Should be able to amble across from the pink, if not lead this race, be second going into the first turn, and then dictate from there on in. I think she's going to be really hard to beat in this race. Interesting to see what price she comes up, but number 8, Dinah Willow, is my top pick. Number 3, Belhaven, goes in for second. I thought she was pretty good last week, even though Lucy Wise safely held her over the last 50 metres. She's drawn inside that greyhound this time, loves Wentworth Park, has to be respected from the draw as well. I also respect Lucy Wise, really interested to see what price she comes up, but I think the draw is pretty awkward for her, so happy to bet around her in this race. And number 2, Smart Valentino, should be the big improver. He has just been missing the kick hopelessly of late, but if he does improve, steps cleanly away, he's going to be a big chance in this race. Pretty tough final, but my numbers are 8, 3, 4 and 2.
Let's look at race number 7 on the program. This is the third of the heats of the Christmas gift. It's a very nice looking race as well. A tough one to pick, but that's because they're all pretty classy.
Yeah, they are, Ben. On face value, when I looked at this race first up, I saw Double Twist drawn inside Peter Rocket, a Mad Railer. I thought, geez, it's going to cruel her chances, but I just could not get last week's run out of my head. She jumped really well, got dragged down after about 30 or 40 metres, got spat out the back almost to near last, then circled the field, ran on really well for second, and was well within 30 seconds as well. It was just an enormous run. I think in this race, race here with any amount of luck, and just a smidgen of luck, and she's going to win this race here. She went past the greyhound last week like Edge on the home turn, like he was nailed to the rail, and he's been flying of late. That just shows you how good she's going. So she's going to be my top pick in the race. Number 3, Hero's Return, might be the knockout greyhound. Turned the tables on Romantic Affair in the final of the 100-year series at Richmond last week. Has again drawn well in box 3, carries good form into this, is capable of landing on the bunny and pinching it at his best. Number 4, Gradance goes in for 3rd. He'll do his usual trick, drop out the back, try and circle the field, have the flashing light on late and will run on. So made him my 3rd pick in the race. And number 6, Peter Rocket is a Group 1 winner, but he's just drawn on the wrong side of the track for mine. So he only goes in for 4th. With any amount of luck, I think number 5, Double Twist, just wins this race.
Let's move on to the 4th leg of the quaddie. It's race number 8 on the program. It is the 4th and final heat of the Christmas gift. It is a very, very nice looking race as well. A pretty tough one, but we see one of yours has drawn the inside. That's the way you're going.
Yeah, she's definitely one of mine, Ben. In my Chasing Dollar calendar, she's the first one chosen, Avondale Porsche. This heat is a really good heat, but I think she's a very, very, very good bet on the card on Saturday night. I reckon the Vic Peters series has really toughened her up here. She returned at Maitland last week in pretty good form. If she just finds her box manners again of 2 or 3 months ago, she'd be able to jump really cleanly, land on the bunny and be really hard to hold out in this race. So I'm going to make her my top pick. Number 3, Edge, has been absolutely flying of late. He's drawn back towards the rails, which is the right side of the track for him. He'll go close in this race as well. Number 2, Clonakilty Man, was pretty good in a Brisbane Cup heat last week, had a couple of sub 30-second wins at Wentworth Park prior to that, so he has to be respected as well. And number 7, Zipping Summer, goes in for 4th. Much better drawn close to the rails, but I think this draw is going to be a little bit difficult for her, but she also has claims as well. Number 1, Avondale Porsche, is clearly my top pick in this race and probably the best bet on Wentworth Park on Saturday night.
Okay, well, it is now time to confirm your best bet on the program. We don't have to look far.
No, race 8, number 1, Avondale Porsche, Ben. If she jumps anywhere near she's capable of doing, she's drawn to get the gun run and should be able to get the cash for us in the final Christmas gift heat.
And in the very next race, we find your value.
Yeah, and try and double our money. Race 9, number 6, Fruity Shiraz, Ben. A beautifully bred pup, improving with each run. She runs into a couple of smart ones here, but it's the easiest race she's found for some time. I reckon she might be a little bit of value.
Okay, take us through your quaddie selections.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 last week again, Ben. I don't stop counting how many times we've had that happen to us of late. The first we're going to go with Ritza Rider, Soviet Missile and Ashatenga. In the Summer Cup, we're going to have Dinah Willow, Bellhaven and Lucy Wise. We're going to have to trim up in the 3rd leg and go with Double Twist and Hero's Return. I'm going to come home with Avondale Porsche and Edge.
All right, good luck with that. An outstanding night of racing, isn't it, at Wentworth Park?
Yeah, it's a fantastic night on Saturday night, Ben. Some of the best greyhounds in the country all descending on headquarters, so really looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, we certainly are. You enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Chasing the Dollar.
There's no better bet than a sporting bet.